speak too quickly or unclearly. Yeah? Okay. Now you see on your screen, and this is about what you are going to do in your final exam. I intentionally take your time to explain the points of your essay writing projects for the final exams, and your final exam project is to write an essay consisting of 2,000 to 4,000 words. I know doing this project, requires good preparation, looking for credible, relevant, reliable sources, preparing drafts, sometimes discussing with friends, etc. I know that. And for that reasons, I give you enough time for you to do that. But keep in your mind that your topic is still related to the teaching English issues. So you can check in PowerPoints later. All right. Um, Now, let me tell you that you are going to follow the standard essays in general. But before we are discussing that, let me remind you about the topics. You have numbers of topics to decide, but then they are still related to the teaching of English. You can write some things like teaching English to young learners, teaching English using games, integrating technology into English classes, the teaching of speaking, listening, reading, writing, teaching English using songs, developing English digital materials, teaching online, opportunities, hindrances, teaching English during the pandemic, promoting mobile learning. Okay, once again, your essay should consist of 2,000 to 4,000 words. Less or more than that, um, I think it won't be acceptable. Yeah. So your essay should follow this format: abstract, and then introduction, and the main bodies, contents, and conclusion and references. And that's a very common format. Okay, maybe you have some questions about what abstract is, also introductions, body, conclusions, references. Okay, we will discuss that later. But before we are talking about what abstract is, including introduction, bodies, and conclusion, uh, I think you need to know the structure of the essay. Your topic would be uh, different from one to another, yeah? But then the structure of your essay might be the same to some extent, because this is the way how most writers do. In their essay, they have the so-called structure of thinking, meaning that their arguments, their ideas are organized in such a way that we can judge if they follow certain patterns. Like, let me call some of them. I won't discuss all of them. The first is called compare and contrast. The second is called, somebody, can you record this lecture, please? I mean, maybe Veronica, Michelle,
Yes, I
so that,
already recorded it, sir.
oh, thank you very much, Michelle. Yeah. Okay, and then cause and effect, and then problem and solution. Okay, let me explain to you this one by one. Okay. So compare and contrast essays examine topics from multiple viewpoints. This kind of essay are often assigned in middle school, high school teachers, students about writing process. Yeah, prepares them for advanced forms of academic writing. So with this kind of structure, you will be discussing two different issues, for example, like offline and online learning. So by comparing those things, you try to find what makes them the same, the similarities, the similar features of these learning modes. Right? That's called comparing. But then when you are contrasting, it means that you you have to find why they are different, why this method is better than the other method. That is called contrasting. Try to find their outstanding uh, values, uh, which you know of better than the other method. That's called contrasting. So comparing and contrasting, you can discuss two different issues. I give you an example: offline and online learning, using game or without using game in teaching English. So you can see uh, this kind of thinking structure in the in your essay. Next, let me talk about cause and effect. Yeah. So sometimes called reason result essays. So cause and effect essays examine an event or situation. So you need to explain how a certain event or situation came into being, that the cause and what is happening because of this event or situation, the effect. In other words, the purpose of these types of essays is to explore the why or how of a situation. Okay, for example, let's see what is happening now. A lot of students have been overwhelmed with stress because of to some extent, for some reason. So many students are stressed because of online learning. Okay, that's the effect. Let's call that the effect. And then you try to find the reasons why students have problem with stress. Okay, and when you begin to uh, investigate, trying to find factors causing this stress, so you are dealing with cause and effect axis. Yeah, and also problems and solution. And problems means that something or condition you don't expect, but it's happening. Yeah, and for example, you know, um, like problem. What things you don't expect, like offline learning, yeah. Online learning. Suppose that you don't expect that. You want to have a face-to-face learning, but then the situation is that uh, most parents are afraid of letting their children go to campus because of the possible spread of COVID-19. So then you are dealing with this kind of issue, trying to find a solution so that parents are no longer scared of letting their children to go to the universities or to school, something like that. Yeah. So problems refers to any condition we do not expect, and we try to find the solution. Okay. And what about effect? Effect does not have something. It does not always mean that things we don't expect. No, we simply address to a particular situation, and we try to find the connection how these things happen. For example, effects like students' improvement, the improvement of reading skill. Okay, yeah. How can we make students' reading skill improve? Yeah, that's the effect. And then you try. to elaborate the factors that contribute to such effects. Okay, I do hope that you find these explanations clear. Let me move on to the next is called abstract here. Student, actually, you can write abstract when you are done with your essay. So abstract is actually um, like paragraphs, uh, 150 to 250 with paragraphs that provide your readers with a quick overview of your essay and its organization. Okay, mostly abstract expresses your central idea, key points. Yeah. So the function of an abstract is to describe your essay. Abstract should begin with brief but precise statement of certain issues you want to highlight in your essay, yeah? And followed by your major findings, your major points, and conclusion you have reached in your essay. Yeah, that's called abstract. That's not difficult actually. Now let's move on to an introduction. So an introduction is actually the opening of an essay. Uh, the purpose is to inform your readers about the topic of your essay. You have to state your opinion, stance, if any, about your topic. Okay? So your introduction is, let's say, your first impression on your readers. Okay, and that's very important. I give you an example. Like now we are in the pandemic, yeah. So all educations has turned to online learning. But then we observe that unfortunately, many teachers are not ready to teach online. The online class is for those teachers like a face-to-face class, but uh, and those teachers teach like face-to-face class only using an online platform. So they just move to the same approach, but what makes it different is online platforms like computer, internet, something like that. And I think that's you. This is an example. Online class should ideally be designed with much higher flexibility in than face-to-face classes. So your readers might be interested in knowing what you mean by higher flexibility. Yeah, that's a good word that trigger your readers' curiosity. Online learning should be designed with higher flexibility than face-to-face learning. Yeah. So later in your introduction, you can end your paragraph with, in this essay, I discuss some reasons or tips how to design online learning properly. Okay, that's called introduction. So you let your readers know what you are going to do in your essay and the elaboration of that kind of crucial topic, let's say higher flexibility, you elaborate that in the body. Yeah. So the body of your essay is where you fully develop your argument. So each body paragraph should contain one idea. So for example, higher flexibility means, okay, so this should be elaborated in one paragraph. The second reason for doing flexibility is, okay, so each paragraph contains crucial point why you think flexibility is extremely needed in online learning, right? So that's called body. Remember, guys, I think you have dealt with this many times when organizing an academic paragraph, you have to bear in your mind. Each paragraph should have the so-called topic sentence, yeah, your stance, your perspective. Okay. It takes place in the first paragraph, in the first sentence of your paragraph. So it tells your readers what the main idea or claim of the paragraph will be. So explain what you mean in greater detail. Yeah, I believe you know that. But then that's your own opinion, your own stand. Yeah, in academic writing, when you keep your uh, idea alone without any support, without having any support from expert, from the authority, so it's rather weak. I'm not saying not good, but it's rather weak. And for that reason, you need the authority, you need reliable sources of the information supporting your argument. And that's called evidence. Yeah. So you have done this and through exercises, citations, something like that. You need to provide evidence supporting your idea. To do this, refer to research. Okay, this may include information from the journals, books, a credible website. Please avoid using Wikipedia, guys. Wikipedia, well, you can learn, you can read a lot of information from Wikipedia, but then let me tell you that Wikipedia is not really scientific content to some extent because we have no people, experts validating the truthfulness of the content. You know, Wikipedia is kind of blog, it's like a blog. That's so much different from journals. In the journal, you can find a body, a expert who are in charge of validating uh, the result of the research. Okay, so I suggest that all of you make use of information from the journal. Okay, now you get the evidence, you cite somebody else's idea. Don't forget, in text citation, you put a surname and then followed by a year. And then don't lead your readers in confusion. After citing someone else's idea, you have done a very good job in citation, but then your readers get confused because they do not really know what you really mean. So you need to explain what the evidence is, okay? And then you must give comments about the evidence you get from authors, yeah. And later, before you end the paragraph, give the summary, give the concluding statement that put that portrays, represent the whole paragraph. I mean that paragraph. Okay, that's called body. Now let's move on to conclusion. So in conclusion, you just restate what you have written before. Yeah, your focus, your points, and then the reason about the issues you are highlighting in the body. So it doesn't take too much to do this. Yeah, conclusion. Okay, references. I want to discuss this because you are quite familiar with this, and I'm to be honest, I'm very happy. I'm so happy with the result of your test. Okay, so schedule, you can learn, you can read by yourself. But then we will be doing this a lot in the discussion. For example, next week, maybe you can start giving your topic or ideas, what you are going to write, the focus of your essay, something like that. I have written this quite detailed. For example, on November the 5th, um, yeah, the topic you need to show the topic, and maybe you can find the title for your essay on November the 12th. um, I think you need to show us the draft of your essay and explain what you're going to write via MS Team discussion. And on November 19, I give you the task to show the progress of your essay, show your draft in MS Team, uploading the doc file. This is very important, guys, because uh, I might give you like a suggested, version, something like that. On November the 26th, we have an online meeting. I think I need to know how much you've been doing with your project. Okay, so I really expect that your article will be done, yeah, on December the 6th, 10, the 10th. But in case you can get it now before these dates, I will be happy. I will welcome you. Okay? All right, then. I think that's it. The explanation from me. I maybe you have question. If you have question, don't hesitate to ask me. Yeah, Michelle, is my explanation clear
Yes, sir. It's clear enough.
enough? Yeah. Uh, Students, do not hesitate to share your progress with me. Okay, I'm open to receive that even before the due date. Yeah. If you think you got neither, you send your draft to my WhatsApp number. I'm happy to accept that. Okay, where is my MSD? Oh, here you go. Okay. Well, guys, I think I have to be leaving now because I have to do the assessment with the Commander Tactic D. I become the assessor of what is it? Sekolah Penggerak. Yeah. So in case you are not clear, please you can ask with me, ask and send message to my WhatsApp and watch this movie over and over again. Okay, that's it, I think. Thank you very much for being with me. Can you open your webcam, guys? I want to see you, please. Seems like I'm talking to myself. Please.